Yo, 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 was good. Was good. I'm on day 4. I told you niggas that I was gonna do 3 days of fasting, but I thought I was only gonna be able to do 3, but it wasn't it. I was able to do more. I kept on going. That's why I told you niggas I don't count the fast days because I really don't. That shit don't mean nothing to me. So I'm kind of pissed off because I started this live stream and I was going in for about 20 minutes and I forgot that I forgot to push the live button. So I was going in for like 20 minutes talking to my fucking self. So I'm gonna just start this shit again and I'm gonna try to remember what I was saying and just go with the flow. But pretty much what I was saying before I realized that fucking mistake I made was don't let other individuals with their degree, their merit, their badge, their money make you think that they're somehow more special than you or better than you because they have some type of crutch that they can lean on. Because anybody who they use something external as a representation of who the fuck they is, these are people who are miserable and depressed because if you took whatever they were using as a crutch away from them, these are the same niggas who will kill themselves. These are the same niggas who will be like the nigga on the street on dope laid out on the pavement. These are the niggas who will go home and beat the shit out of their ugly ass fat ass wife and then blame it on something else, but it's really their own issue. Those are these type of people because that mental crutch has left their reality. So they need the Jewish world to make them be in a certain emotional mentality. You see what I'm saying? They need it. And if they don't have it, then they act up. So this is why I tell you niggas, like anybody who uses these external things as some type of representation on why you should listen to them or you should fuck with them, these are demons. And these are amateur baby motherfucking spirits because one thing you got to understand, when you're an amateur spirit, a lot of negative opportunities and positive opportunities easily happen to you. This is why you see people who may win the lottery or they may stumble upon opportunity so easy because they're new amateur spirits, and it can happen vice versa. They may end up in negative opportunities because they because a lot of people who like commit crimes like criminals, they may go and shoot somebody and think they could get away with it, or they may go rob somebody and think they can get away with it. But in all actuality, these are just amateur baby spirits because they don't understand that you don't fucking fully control this life. You don't fully have free will. And this is not your reality. You're not a mastermind of your reality. You are, but at the same time, you're fucking not. So you got to think reality here and what's actually happening. Because in reality, you have representations that show you that you don't fully control it. So life will show you what I'm talking about is fucking real. Not some stupid nigger with dreads on the internet talking about, oh, I'm on TikTok and I'm woke. And this. Shut the fuck up, you Masonic fucking faggot. You fake ass Masonic piece of shit. That's all you is, nigga. So we're gonna keep it moving. I don't want to talk to you. I want to bring this. I don't want to bring this shit down. Because when I'm on my 4 day fast, the information comes to me. I talk a lot. I got a lot on me. Because I'm on my 4th day. That's why you guys see, like, I be having way more information the longer I go into my fast, because I'm able to get the information and remember my past experiences and what I've done a lot easier when I'm on these fasts. So I'm able to give you the information a lot better, to be honest. That's the only time I really like doing fast, mainly is when I'm on my fast. But usually when I'm not on my fast, I'll probably just talk shit, fuck around, and drop some jewels. But, like, anyways, but you guys gotta understand, like, a lot of these baby spirits out here, these are the spirits that you see for the most part that may be into religion or a doctor, because when they came into this reality, like, you know how they tell you to follow the light? They want you to follow the light because let's just say you came into this reality and the light you came into was that of like something the Jewish people created, like religion. So when you come into this reality through that light, then this is why you're going to be a retard and you're never going to be able to see reality outside of through that light. So you came through the light, and that light, let's just say, was some religious or whatever, something religious. So when you go into the reality, it's going to be hard for you to get out of religion because that's the foundation of how you came here. So this is why you have a lot of dumb fucks who will never ever wake the fuck up and they can never hear it, because based on how they came here is the Jewish way. So this is why they say follow the light. So these are amateur baby spirits who may get caught up in positive or negative circumstances and situations, and then by the time they end up doing the negative circumstance, especially, they may realize, okay, now I get it. But it takes them negative. So it takes them a lot of negativity to learn. So people who are baby spirits, on the positive end and negative end, they're gonna eventually have to experience a lot of bullshit by default. So they like, they can imagine you watching if you're watching my channel and you agree with me, you're an old spirit by default, because you're how your mind operates. You're an old spirit. So you've been through a lot of shit. So you know what not to make a mistake. A lot of these baby spirits, you may see living out here, they are dumb. So they may make a mistake where something happens in next life. They in a motherfucking some grown man's truck and they getting fucking raped in the ass because they did some shit they didn't know and it manifested that situation. So you got to be careful how you deal with the energy, because you think of what I'm saying is just on some bullshit, but there's some real shit. You fuck around too much with your lives and shit, you may be born in a situation, you got parents that want to fucking sexually abuse your ass at age fucking 3. And then now it's like you on some, well, your whole shit is all fucked up. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this shit is fucked up, but you guys got to be like, this is why I say you got to just stand your shit and don't develop all this negative energy. Because, but the thing is, a lot of you guys, you've had so many experiences. So therefore, you know what not to do, what not to take and shit. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these amateur spirits, they're gonna make dumbass mistakes. They're gonna have to be here for a long time. Like, I pity a lot of these niggas. Like me, I'm almost out of here. Because one thing you can tell when you're almost out of here is you don't have a lot of likes. You hate a lot of shit. Like, if like a lot of you guys, you hate the system. You hate working. You eat not even the positive stuff about the so-called positive. You hate. You hate the movies they release. You hate the video games. They weak. They trash. They're not even that fucking. They don't look as good. They're You hate the fucking, like, the vehicles they trash. They're not, because you've been here, like, so you had all this shit, you done it all. So it's boring to you. So this is why you want to get somewhere better. These dumb sheep that are baby spirits, these are the people who have hobbies. They love fucking pets, or they love airplanes or cars, or they're so infatuated with like collectibles. These are baby spirits. So this mundane world, it attracts them. They like sports and entertainment so much. They're like the movie critics, and they may have a TikTok page about eating and movie critics. These are baby spirits. They're just experiencing this life for the first time. And at one point you were like that, but you ain't on that level. So fuck those niggas. You're not there. So you need to just understand those people, they have a lot of experiences they need to do to get to where you're at. And sometimes they're not meant to wake up. They're meant to go through some shit. They're meant to, because they got a lot of experiences, positive and negative, that they have to go through to get to where you're at now. So always look at it like, you may be in a physical situation that's fucked up, but once you get your shit together, you're gonna shine so bright than these other niggas. It'll be even to a point where you're gonna be shining so bright, you'll be in a position where you won't even be like, you've been like, oh, I want to be on this position, and it's a stupid sheep that really ain't nothing. But since you're not spiritually inclined, you can't see it. Once you get yourself spiritual, you'll be on a higher level than them, and then you'll be dealing with people who are higher than them, and then they'll be looking at you because you're a strong spirit. You just have blockages. That's the thing. All these blockages is what's keeping you, and you develop these blockages from so many experiences, not getting it right. So now you come back down here with a lot of blockages and desires. This is another example of a person with a lot of blockage, and everybody's different. Not everyone's going to go through the same experience. Just because we're old spirits, we wouldn't know. Everyone's different. And I want to give you guys an example, because I seen this video yesterday on YouTube, and this is an example of what I'm saying, like how you don't want to get caught up with a bunch of negative karma and know what the fuck you're doing, because you may end up in a situation where you cannot control your desires, and it's really bad. Because the more you act out of your desires and you act like an animal, the more you're gonna have them next life. And it may manifest as you coming down as a rapist or somebody who's a child molester, because you can't control your desires. Because people who like to rape children and all that shit, like, nobody ever thinks about it, because people are dumb. Like me, I like to think outside the box. Every time I see a case where a child gets like fucked with or whatever, it's always so blatant to the point the person who abused a child, they should have known that they would have been caught based upon how they doing it. But over time, as I keep seeing it, it makes me come to the conclusion that these people who are like rapers and molesters, they lightweight, low key, can't even control themselves. It's like, imagine you have a desire to itch, or you're starving and you have the desire to eat and you haven't eaten after a 3-day fast and you want to eat. So that's the same desire these people have to touch children and rape people. This is why, because I remember this guy got caught for touching a child, and then when the police caught him, he said, I need help. So he knew what he was doing was wrong, but his feelings was overcame, so he couldn't control it. This is why I tell you niggas, like, don't get yourself to, and it's not just with the sex and shit. It could be with money, it could be with drugs, it could be with anything. But if you don't get it right, you get more into your desires, and it is hard to get the fuck up out of here. That's how this shit is. I'm not. It's not good. It's not bad. It is what it is. This is how it is. I'll get good and bad out. Just because when you get good and bad, it gets you emotional, and then you don't want to do it because it doesn't seem right. But you just look at it for what it is. Because what you're determining as good and bad is from your ego. Not saying that I don't, there's some shit I will say is bad because I'm a motherfucking human in my ego. So I'm gonna say some shit is bad. If I see you, nigga, you're bad. I don't fucking like you if you do something I don't like. So I'm not saying don't look at nothing as bad, but I'm just telling you from a higher perspective, it ain't no good and bad like the way you see it. Because your spirit is nothing. Right now, you're using something, which is the mind. You're using the mind to express your emotions. So if I just told you the spirit is nothing and your mind is something, you aren't your emotions. So what you think is good, what you think I should experience and feel good about, your spirit can give a fuck about that shit. And that's the inner battle where they tell you about the spirit in itself. You're fighting yourself because your spirit knows what the fuck it needs to do and what it wants to do, but your ego is like fighting because you think that you need these things and you love these things, but you really don't need any of this shit. So but that's what it is, guys. I'm telling you, like, this shit gets deep. And this shit gets deeper, like, shit gets way deeper. Like, I'm gonna read some of these comments. She said, I broke my fast. Yep, I'm on day 4 right now. I was supposed to break my fast yesterday, but it's funny. Like, I was like, because day 2, I was feeling like I wanted to break it on day 2. So I was like, let me just do it tomorrow. I'll break it tomorrow to make it 3 days because I like the number 3, the try. So I was like, let me just, the Trinity, whatever, let me just make it 3. And plus, that's my life path number. So I like to do things in 3s. And I like that 3 energy. But the thing is, though, like, after day 3, like, the symptoms and all this shit started, like, subsiding for me and everything. So I was like, okay, like, I'm going to keep going. So I kept going. But I noticed my right arm was fucking sore all last night. Like, it was hard for me to go to sleep. And when you fast and you're a beginner at it, like, the soreness I had when I started fasting back in 2019. But I wasn't experiencing it for the last 2-3 years until just yesterday. So, and this fast right now, over 3 days, was like a longest fast I did, probably for the past like 6 months, probably when I was still living by the beach in that big ass fucking crib over here. And I had to move over here with these fucking redneck country folks in fucking this weak ass city. So that's when it was over there. But the thing is, though, with my fast now, like, I felt my arm was sore as fuck. And I was like, oh shit, why is my arm sore? And I looked online, they said it's because, like, the electrolytes and everything, and you don't have enough electrolytes. And that shit pissed me off because my body don't need no fucking bum ass electrolytes from no external source. My body makes electrolytes. So the fact that my body is lacking because of that, that means there's something I'm not doing right. So I need to go back to the drawing board and get my shit together because my body should be producing anything that they say, protein, electrolyte, vitamin A, B, C, your body produces. When they say you need to take it, that's just another word for the doctor saying that since you're too much of an incompetent, lazy, dumb, undisciplined fuck, and you can't get your life and health together through yourself, you have to take this external pill called a herb, a fucking goddamn vitamin A, or whatever the fuck it is. And I'm not saying is don't take it, because some people, they need to take it, especially in this world where a lot of people have to work these bum ass 9-to-5s that don't have time to heal themselves. They may have to take these things. So I'm not saying don't take it, but that's pretty much what it is, because your body has all the motherfucking the vitamins and everything. It produces it. How the fuck do we know what how the fuck can my body needs something that it wasn't born? That don't make any fucking sense. That's stupid. How the fuck does my body need something that I wasn't born with? That means whoever controls that substance that I need that I wasn't born with, they have control over my life and my reality. That don't make no fucking sense. Even though they do have control over people's life, but the reason they have control over people's life is because people are fucking stupid. And it leads me to my next topic. People are fucking stupid. This is why, like a lot of you guys say, why does the government is able to kill people and rape people and make people work and make us pay for money? The same reason why if somebody came and punched your mom, you're gonna beat their ass and you're gonna throw them in jail, or fucking not even throw them in jail. You're gonna beat their ass, kill them or something. And if the police see, they're gonna probably throw them in jail. Cause I'm fucking killing, hurting somebody. I'm not calling no cops. I'm hurting your ass. You see what I'm saying? But why would I do that? Because he did something criminal. Why are the government doing bad shit to the people? Because the people are fucking criminal. They're criminal in the spiritual world. When you're not on your spiritual path doing what the fuck you're supposed to be doing, that's a crime in the spiritual realm. Therefore, at this point, the spirit don't want to help your ass. You're not gonna help ain't nobody gonna help you fight these government, because the government, with the way they're even ruling you and the way they're even like controlling you, is done in like I don't want to say spiritual, but it's done in an alignment. It's an alignment with how the reality operates. So when they go in to kill and cause famine and war, they're doing it in a certain alignment. Like this is what the witchcraft and the masonry and all that shit. Remember I told you when you leave, everything is Masonic. They do it in a certain way so they can do these things and it doesn't register karmically like if we and you were to do it on just some dumb shit. We just acting out of our emotions and we do it. You see what I'm saying? We go, oh, I want to kill all these people. Isn't they doing it in a certain way? And then on top of that, people actually kind of deserve the smoke. I hate to say, but people deserve it. The average person's a dumbass. I remember when I was working at the warehouse fucking back in 2013. Shit. There's people there who like to work. Like I can see that because I can read body language. And you know, like when you see, imagine you go to your favorite restaurant and you got your favorite food, or you went to go play this new video game, or you just got some weed and you haven't smoked in like 10 years. Imagine you're about to experience something that you want to experience and you never experienced. The way you go about moving your body and excited, you're gonna be somebody will be able to see you're excited. That's how the same energy I see when I was at that fucking bum ass job back in 2013 with these sheep working. Some of these sheep, they like being there. The way they'll pick up the box and put it down. And then they'll have like a little device on the side, and they'll like, because we have the device to scan the box, and they have the device, and the way they were typing the device, it was like, you know how like on anime, or not, and I fucking hate anime, but all those like Star Trek and all those like Star Wars movie, the captain will have like his little notepad and let his little tablet and type in like the number to open the gate so the fucking ship can land, and like it's some like star, like they'll have like the little device at the fucking scan the box, and they'll be like typing like they're like some fucking captain of some fucking starship fleet, and like you can tell like these niggas think they're so cool with their gadgets that the fucking bum ass job gave them, and they're the way they're, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. These sheep, they love the system. Some of them like the system. When you see these people complain about Biden, they're not complaining the way I'm complaining. They're complaining because Biden is not making their life comfortable. But the thing is, though, that's your enemy. Your enemy is not gonna make your life comfortable. Your stupid ass just believes that they're on your side. So this is where the whole confusion comes, because they think that they're on their side, but they're really not. So they'll say, oh, why isn't Biden doing this? He should do this. But in reality, nigga, they don't got to do shit because they're your fucking enemy. Like that bum ass nigga from Australia. If I went and I fucking like beat the shit out of him, he's like, why did you beat the shit out of me? That's not right. It's like, nigga, because you're my fucking enemy. I fucking hate you. You're my enemy. I beat the shit out of you. And if somebody's bigger than me and they got more muscle, because I can't fight everyone, I'm gonna go get a motherfucking strap, or I'm gonna go get a knife. Some people will say that's some pussy shit, but at the same time, who are you? I came in this world alone. I'm gonna die alone. If I go to jail right now, you're not gonna pay for money on my books. If I went homeless right now, you're not gonna help me. So why should I sit there and be like, oh, I want to play by the rules, and I want to be morally correct, and I don't want to do this because it's not right, because people are gonna look. I don't give a fuck what you think, nigga. If I was on the street, you wouldn't take care of me. But I should somehow live up to some street code or some this, and nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. Give a fuck what you think, nigga. I play the game how I play the motherfucking game. The way this system was built on dog-eat-dog corruption and taking whatever the fuck they feel they want and claiming that shit. That's not fair. This system wasn't built by fairness. So that's, in order to get ahead in the system, you can't be fair. because the system was built by not being fair. This is why the people who are successful, they're the ones who are fucked up. You say, how is this person successful and he's a piece of shit and he killed people and he's a rapper and he's successful? Because he's playing by the system rule. The system was built off killing people and corruption and negativity. So he played it in a certain way, and that's why it happens like that. So you guys got to think deep and stop getting so emotional, saying, oh, why is this like that? Like, you guys gotta know, for everything, there's an explanation. Always understand that nothing just is what it is. Somebody said, do you think the collective is experiencing a lot of heavy emotions lately? I think you mentioned that the collective is going to purge out emotions, especially the energies are in. They ain't purging out shit if they don't do the work. What's going to happen is that energy within them, because purging means you're getting rid of the energies. That's what purging means. When you don't get rid of the energies, that's called what's that called? I don't know. It's called being a Karen, being a dickhead, being a bot, being a sheep. That's when you don't purge it out. Projecting anger. It's called a lot of things. But that's what the society is going to be doing. So they're not going to be purging it out. It's just society's just going to be more demonic. This is why they're going to try to put chips in people's brain, because people are going to be so crazy that they're going to have to control them. Like a lot of the shit the government does, like imagine like you have a bunch of animals and pets. You got to get them neutered. You got to design your house in a way so they don't mess up your house. In the cat's world, the cat's like, why are you cutting off my dick? Why don't you just let me jump on the bed? But the cat doesn't know that you're messing up the bed. So these sheep are fucking stupid and they don't know they're stupid. So this is allowing the government to not have karma doing what they're doing. But once the sheep wake up, the government can't do what they do, because the government does what they do, then they're gonna get that karma. But as long as the people don't wake up, they're always gonna get that smoke. So this is why they're allowed to like do what they're doing. Because it's like pretty much they're able to dish out the karma that the people are creating. So, but then they'll create the circumstance for people to get the karma, which that's the fucked up part. They create the situations and they don't teach people the right shit. That's why I fucking hate them bitch ass niggas. But don't get it twisted. Fuck everybody, nigga. Fuck everyone. Fuck these Jews and fuck these stupid people, because the people ain't waking up and they're allowing these stupid fucking Jews to rule them. These Jews are they're nothing. They're ugly as fuck. They got small cocks. They ain't shit. And when I say this shit, like you guys think I'm just roasting these niggas. I'm not roasting. I'm speaking 100% fact, like for real. Like this shit on the spiritual world. Like if you've seen these people who run this world in real life, they're fucked up. They're not right. Like mentally, they're fucked up. They got a lot of issues, mental issues where they want to fuck kids and drink blood. Like they're fucked up because they're so low in the spirit realm. So there's a reason why, like when you see these people, like you see look up these billionaires, like look up Warren Buffett. Look at his fucking face. You see how like he's wrinkly, or what's that nigga? John McCain. Remember that big ass, like he had a fucking dick in his cheek? And you see how that shit was sticking out every time he took a picture? That nigga, and they said it was a disease, but pretty much it was dick and cheek disease. I guess that's what they called it, because it looked like he had a dick in his motherfucking cheek. But you remember him back in 2008 when he ran against that fucking nigger, Obama? He had that shit. That's part of that whole Jewish fucking race. They have fucked up deformities. They got a small dick. That's where Jews have small dick. That's where it comes from, because they're fucked up in the spirit realm, and it makes you have fucked up shit. Some real shit right here, nigga. Yeah, but the collective ain't purging out shit. Unless the only people who are going to purge in the collective are the people who've actually done the work. If you have not done any type of healing or work or spiritual work to cleanse it, and you'll know you're doing the work when your mind is better. When you wake up one morning and you feel better than yesterday, that means you did something right. So, and when it keeps getting better and better, you know whatever you're doing, keep at it. That's the spiritual work. But people aren't doing that. So, and it's that we're at a worse time right now where it's like we're coming to a point where it's going to be too late, because they already got the technologies coming out, and then they got the inflation, the rent. Because once Saturn gets into Taurus, which is going to probably be in another like 4 or 5 years, that's when the real economy is going to crash. That's when it's going to be really, you're going to be really struggling physically. And shit's going to be shit on the shelves probably. If there is, going to be very little, nothing that you like. And it's going to be, because once Saturn gets into Taurus, it's going to bring a lot of disruptions to how people see this reality and like their stability and shit. That's when there's food shortages and all that shit's gonna get all time high. And it's gonna be because of the government, because the government, they look at astrology. Like I look at astrology, they look at it. So if you see Saturn in Taurus, or you see like Neptune and Aries and all these planets, if you really know astrology and know how to read, like I'm good, but I'm still learning. But if you really, really, really good and know how to like read it, you can predict what's gonna happen. This is why a lot of people said something was gonna happen in 2020, and I told you because there was a big conjunction where I didn't know it was gonna be that bum ass pandemic we have to go through and be put in timeout for. I didn't know it was that, but I knew it was something, and so did everybody else. So if you look at down the timelines, it's gonna be some more shit going down. Especially by the end of this year, it's going to be some shit going on because Pluto is going to be ending and staying Capricorn. So it's got to, the big finale is going to be happening from here to the end of the year. It's going to be a big, like, when I say a collapse and all this shit, I'm not saying it like it's not going to be like you guys think it is. Everything happens in the way you don't think it's going to be. It's not going to be like everything gets shut down, and everything's still going to be going and moving, and you're still going to have to go to work and shit. It's still like, it's not going to like come to an end like you guys think. Like a lot of people say when the money system, inflation comes, everything, no, it's not going to be like that. If the inflation goes high and shit costs $1,000 for you to get it, the government's not going to fix that shit. If they do, maybe years down the line, or some shit, or maybe not even fix it. You're still going to have to find some way because it's an attack. It's not, when you watch these spiritual channels and all these conspiracies, they make you think that all these things are happening because of anything other than the government's doing it. Like they'll say, the spirit is making the economy crash and making their system break down. No, it's not. They're making it break down because they want to make it break down based upon the astrological energies we're under, and they have to make it break down. And then they have to write a narrative on the internet saying that it's God or spirit taking down the enemy so they can keep you consoled and not thinking too much and in chaos. They want you to think you're winning this war, but nigga, we losing this shit right now. And you don't have to believe me. Just keep living. You keep living. Today seems so heavy. I think a lot of people are going through it. I'm going through a lot of heavy emotions with these full moons. One thing you got to understand, like anytime a full moon comes, and this is like the truth, and this is the truth, like what I'm set to tell you. And I'm not saying it's your fault or anything. I'm just saying the truth. Anytime a full moon comes and you're going through something negative, like you're feeling emotions or something happens to you negative, 9 times out of 10, or pretty much majority of all the time, it's because you didn't put in no energy work when the new moon happened. So you were supposed to be doing something during the new moon. And if you were doing that, by the time the full moon came, you would have had the opposite effect. But since you had the negative, because that's when the new moon comes, you're supposed to initiate something and start something. So think about something you want to do, then feel good about it. Like let's say you want to go work out and get muscle. Think about it. Okay, you put it in, you did the ritual because you thought about it. You put the mind witchcraft because you thought about it. And then the emotion you think you feel about it, like feel good, feel how it feels to get muscle. Then that's the second part of it. Then actually go out and do it. And then do that for the next 2 weeks. But a full moon comes, you're going to manifest something that's going to make, you're not going to be like a bodybuilder, but you'll manifest something where you get some muscle, or somebody made in the gym, he gave you a supplement on the full moon to help you build muscle, or you found a trick on the full moon to help you, or you built a lot more. But see, something's going to happen as a result of you putting that energy. And that's what everything, that's how you're supposed to do these new moons. Think about it, then feel about it, and then take action. When you take action, you always want to think and feel about it, and then that's how the ritual plays out. And then when the full moon comes, you should start seeing manifestations of that. And if there's anything negative in the full moon, it's going to be very minor, something you can deal with. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, but to be honest, like a lot of people are going through it because right now Saturn's in Pisces. So this system is an Earth-based system. So Virgo is the opposite of Pisces. So that Virgo energy is about work, health, and all that. So any that is about work, health, and routine, which is based upon this system, because you need health to go to work, and you work and you have to do a routine, whether it's pick up your raggedy, dusty baby kids from fucking daycare or go to your bum ass job serving tacos at fucking Gym Boys. You have to do a fucking routine, nigga. So since we're in Pisces, that Virgo energy and people with the Virgo sun sign are gonna have opposition in reality at a high point. So what Virgo was about work. So a lot of the things that you think is supposed to work because you're a Virgo and Virgo's about work and doing everything the way it's supposed to be done. Since we're in Pisces, which is opposes that, you're going to be doing everything you're supposed to do, but it's not going to be working out like you do. So you're going to have to try a little bit more. Not saying it's going to be bad 100%, but you're going to have to try a lot more, a little bit harder than even Pisces got fucked up shit because don't think Pisces is good because Pisces could be the good or the negative because the positive of Pisces will be they're more in their shit and they're doing their thing, but the negative of Pisces could play out just like the Virgo. If not, probably in a worse way because a Virgo likes to work. An Aries, a Pisces is the opposite. A Pisces will be like, why do we need to work? Why do we need to do this? So a Pisces may be in a more fucked up position because Pisces is more of like the psych ward. They look at Pisces like the psych ward, the criminal, the person who's crazy as fuck and shit. So that's what they look at that's the Pisces on the negative aspect of it because it's about delusions. Anytime you're a criminal, like the people say Pisces is about dreams and illusions, but they don't go into it. Delusions and dreams can be, I'm a criminal and I feel like I should go into this bank and steal this money because it's deserved to me, which that's a delusion. And I'm not saying it shouldn't or should. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying based on reality, how they created it is not, that's not how it is. It's not deserved to you, regardless of how you feel. But that delusion you thinking makes you do something criminal. And all criminals have it like a delusion. Because it's not, and I'm not saying their delusion is bad. I'm saying as their delusion in accordance to this reality and how everything is supposed to run in the system. It's a delusion to that. So therefore, that's why they call Pisces our dreams and they're in their illusions and they're kind of like, oh, like that's why. It's because they get into their dreams and illusion. And dreams can go beyond just fucking you going to sleep and having a dream. You dream every day, like dream big. But you could be dreaming big about some negative shit on how to get some fucking dope or how to go do it hikes. You see what I'm saying? This astrology is deep. Once you get into deep astrology, then you're able to look at real life and break down what each of the zodiac means based on real things. Like they'll say Leos like to be expressive and they love attention. But somebody who's expressive and loves attention, these people also cater to the mainstream view. This is why Leo opposes Aquarius, and Aquarius hates mainstream shit. Aquarius they like social people, but they only talk to people that they can talk to. If you can't fuck with them, you can't fuck with them. Hold on for a minute. I want to. Hey, brother, hey, you drink beer? Do you drink beer? I got a beer in the fridge if you want. Oh, okay. So, and you can save it for after work if you want it. I thought you for sure. All right, for sure. All right, then, bro. I just saw you out here working with heat and shit because it's hot today, so I was like, let me just give you a beer. Better than that little ass water. All right, then. No, I just seen the dude. He be cutting the grass and shit. It hella hot out here. I just said if you wanted a beer. Because I stole a whole bunch of beer yesterday. Because I be stealing so much shit from these stores. I be just stealing like beers and shit just to give to I see a homeless person. I just give them to them and shit. Because I be stealing so much shit. Like, it's like, I be so much shit I be stealing. I be like, I got to at least give some shit to some people. What the fuck I'm going to do with all this shit? I don't fucking need all this shit. So I be peeping the energy. I be peeping the fucking energy. If I don't fucking like you, like I was gonna give something to this nigga, and based on how he looked at me and how he was gonna take it from my hand, I was like, "Hey, hold on, I gotta go do it." And I just didn't give it to him. So like, if you don't accept my shit the way I want you to accept it, I won't give you that shit. So I read the energy and it's weird because like I noticed the other day I noticed I never ever gave anything to any females, and I noticed I did once, and I remember once when I did it. Like she had like a fucking attitude or something. She didn't have an attitude, but she wasn't responsive or whatever. And it was weird. I was like, and then I don't give shit to bitches like that. Unless like it's a certain energy. It's a certain energy. Because a lot of females, like, they think that you're trying to hit on them. When you're like, they'll be an ugly ass bitch. And I'd be like, hey, you want something? And then they'll think I'm trying to hit on them. It's like, I don't want your ugly ass. Like, I literally said this bitch. Like, I don't want your ugly, stupid, raggedy ass. Like, I fuck bitches way more bad than your stupid, raggedy, stupid ass. Like, and it goes back into my feminist video. Like, it's always like the ugly bitches that have the attitude. I don't know, all the bad bitches, like 9, 10s, they always give me respect. Like, that's the one thing about it. Like, when I was in high school and everything, it always be like the girls that everybody would say is bad that be hitting on me. But then there'll be bitches I used to like in high school that everyone will say she ain't that good, but then that'd be the girl that don't really hit on me, which is, I don't know, because I'm Aquarius, everything's weird to me. So I noticed that for me, and that's why I realized what that was it's the energy. But that's a whole nother thing. He's like, when I stealing beers and shit, when I go to the store, they follow me around. I don't even be stealing. Yeah. The reason they do that because of the location you're in. You're probably in a state or a region of the U.S. where they got a lock on that shit, so they're not gonna allow people to steal. Whatever they're doing a lot of like witchcraft and programming in California, so this is why they're passing these dumbass laws and they're doing a lot of shit because there's a lot of shit they're doing. Like, the energy out here is very negative. Like, when I was up staying back where I was at the beach, that place was a nice place, but over the bridge was a ghetto. And it was just so much negative energy. And even the place I was staying was kind of negative because of the leakage of the energy. But this place is very negative. In California, it's a very negative space. There's a lot of shit you can feel it. That's why certain areas I don't like to be at here. Like, where I was living up there, it was a negative space, very negative. But that's another reason why you're able to do a lot more shit out here. Like, but the good thing is though, like, when you go to certain cities, it's easier to steal out here because, like, I could go to a city up north, it's very violent and there's a lot of crime and killing up there. It's easy to steal up there and walk out with shit because when I'm doing it, depending on the store, obviously, if you go to a high store, they're gonna obviously try to stop you. But most places they'll be looking at you, they won't fuck with you because they look at me as a black kid and they think I look really young or whatever, and they may think I may have a gun or whatever. So they're more willing to, like, turn the other's cheek or whatever. You feel me? But out here it's kind of more redneckish and whitish and shit. It's more redneckish. It's kind of by the country, but it's not too far from where I was at. Not the beach house, but the other apartment you see me. That's where I'm by right now. And out here, these niggas, they don't really do much, but they kind of be more bold and shit. But at the same time, like, don't get too bold with me. Don't get too bold with me, because if you get too bold with me, then I'm just gonna blatantly just take it. I'm having respect for you and trying to take it sneakily. But if you get too bold, I'll just walk out the store with that shit. Like, I hate when they get too bold and they start following you around. Like, bitch, do your fucking shit and go home and collect this check before you get cussed the fuck out or whatever, because I'll go there. I'll cuss you the fuck out. Obviously, I'm not gonna do anything physical because I'm not trying to go to jail, but I will cuss you the fuck out and I will make you feel like shit, nigga. And if you with your children, I'm gonna fucking cuss your children out and I'm gonna tell your child that your mother's a dumb bitch and that's why she gave birth to your bastard ass and you gonna be a dumb bitch and do something. And if the child says something to me, I'm gonna punch his fucking father. I'll go to your father's house, I'll punch him in the face, nigga. Since I can't hit your ass, because I'm gonna go to jail, I'm gonna punch your fucking father, or I'm gonna fucking, if I can't get him, I'll break his fucking tires, break his car, I'll sabotage it, and your life's gonna be damaged as a result of what I did. So, is what it is. I'm a nice person, but I'm also a fucking demon. Wouldn't need to be. I'm not nice and I'm not mean. I give out what people give out. I could be the nicest person, or I could be the most meanest person. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to relax, chill, and have fun. Ever since I was born, I always want to chill, relax, have fun. There was always somebody else that came and did something. And then as a result of that happening so much, that made me really kind of like not trust people like that. Because I just always chill and it was always nice and just relax. And then always people will come at you. But then when you come at them, because me, I'm a more powerful spirit. So when they come at me demonic, it's like, oh, he came at me demonic or whatever. And then, no, they'll come at me demonic and then they'll think it's right. But then when I come at them demonic, they'll be like, why did you do that? The reason they do that because you're a more powerful spirit than them. So you can be a bigger demon than them. So when they see that in you, it puts fear into them and it makes them look like they didn't do anything wrong because you're a bigger demon. You have a more powerful spirit. You trigger them more because they said something to you and then you said something back, which is normal. So if I said something to somebody and they say something back, I'm not going to get that offended. as if you said something to me first, because if you said something to me first, you started it. So that pissed me off. But if I cussed you out and called you a bitch and you said you a bitch, I'm not going to get as mad or mad at all because I started it. What do you expect him to say? The only way you get offended if that other person is a more powerful spirit and its energy, it triggered you. That's one thing it is when you deal with any of these bots and sheep, always peep game and try to figure out their triggers. And when you figure out their triggers, pick the fuck out of that shit. But be careful because some niggas might actually get a gun and shoot your ass. So you got to be careful with that. But most people out here, they ain't about shit. They too scared. Oh, I don't want to lose my family. I have a lot to lose. I work at motherfucking UPS and I do construction forklift work. I don't want to lose that job because my child won't be able to eat that raggedy cheap shit I buy at Dollar Tree because that's all I can afford because inflation. Biden inflation. Vote Biden out office 2024. Shut your ass down, you bitch ass nigga. Get the fuck out of here. With your weak ass. I hate people. He said people keep trying to use me for money. Don't even let them fucking use you for money. Like what you should do is anybody that asks you to use you for money, be like, I don't have any money. And right after you say you don't have no money, pull out some money. And let them say whatever they're gonna say. And then clap back at them and be like, I don't owe you shit. That's what you do. Next time somebody says, let me have some money, say, I don't have no money. And bring that money out and start counting that shit. And then tell them, and let them say what they're going to say. Let them speak for a minute, 2 minutes. Let them get it all out. Once they get it all out, I don't owe your bitch ass shit, nigga. Or pretty much, actually, don't even do that. Next time they say, oh, do you have some money? Yeah, I have some money. Can I have some? No. Because think about it. Who the fuck? No, these people that ask you for money, are they your friends or did they know you or are they just random people? Because if they your real buddies and shit, they won't be asking you for money like that. Like, don't they got their own money? Like, look at it like, why don't they have their own money? How you have money and they don't have money? The fuck? You guys doing the same shit. And if you ain't, then why are they hanging out with you? Because you should only be hanging out with people who are on your frequency. So if you have money, they should have money. If they don't, then you probably shouldn't be hanging out with them. That's how you got to look at the world, to be honest. That's why rich people, they hang out with rich people. The only people you see get rich and go broke are dumb nigger athletes and stupid ass niggas who don't know how to manage money, like people who won the lottery. That's because they didn't go through the right situations and experiences to get that money the normal way. So when they get it, they don't know how to use it. So they end up getting lost in their desires. They end up wasting it because they don't know the hard work it took to get there. So this is why you can't give anybody money to help them, because if you gave the average person $1 million, it's not going to help them. They're just going to kill themselves off. Look at, like I told you guys, look at it like this. You got diabetes, you got cancer, you got heart disease, lung cancer from smoking. You got all these diseases as a result of people consuming shit that costs money. So imagine if money didn't exist and everything was free. The rates of all these diseases will be that much more higher because people will have no barrier to stop them from consuming their desires. The only reason that's stopping fat ass Karen from eating another Hot Pocket is because that bitch knows that inflation is taking a toll on itself and she can't afford it. So she's gonna put the money that would have been bought for a Hot Pocket and save it because of inflation. So that's helping that fat ass bitch out of her desires, but she doesn't know it. This is why I say humanity's so fucked up to the point where, this is why I hate people, because people are so fucked up to the point where they have to create shit like money and all this because it keeps control over people because people are dumb. Everyone's looking at it like the government is on some bullshit, but you got to look at it. The people are on some bullshit too, because if the people were on bullshit, then the government would not be able to do what they're doing. Once people are on the alignment of spirit and self, then the government will naturally fall. We won't have to kill the government. We won't have to rebel. It will just be a situation where we all just come together and start building our shit. And anything the government throws at us, we already know it's some bullshit. Shit's crazy. But tell those niggas who always ask you for money, fuck those niggas. Because when you're going through your emotional state, you fighting your demons, you feel a certain way. If you went to jail right now and something happened to you, they ain't going to give a fuck about you. You got to look at human beings. That's what I want to tell you. Especially when you get into relationships. Never pillow talk. Never tell. At the end of the day, remember, everybody is a human being. When you're a human being, that means you're an animal. And would you trust a cat with leaving food on the ground and letting it say don't eat it? No, you're not going to trust it because you know it's going to eat it, or a dog. So why would you trust a human telling them your business? The only reason you do that because you're engaging with that human when he or she is in a positive mindset. But you don't understand. The moon sign changes every 2 days. So the moon rules the emotions, mood. It rules it. So the moon is changing signs every 2 days. Just like we have Saturn, just like we have Saturn in Pisces every 2 years, we have the moon in Pisces once a month. So once a month you have a moon return, which lasts 2 days. So you see, people, their emotions, they change, they switch up. So this is why you can't trust. This is why you may be dealing with like somebody, you may be in a relationship with some stupid raggedy bitch, or you may be in a relationship with some nigga, and then it's cool all of a sudden. Oh, hey, it's cool all of a sudden, and all of a sudden it's like negativity, and they just switch up, and it came out of nowhere. It's because these niggas are dealing with their traumas, and the moon sign changes, and based upon other alignments, it brings up certain emotions, and then they project that shit. Just like a lot, like JB saying he likes to make videos and do it. A lot of people like to project their shit. You like to make videos and put your emotions out. Other people like to project their shit on people. So when you see somebody projecting, you call that shit out and be like, hey, don't do that shit. Don't play. Call it out for what it is. Like, don't play with me. Like, stop projecting. I know you're angry. Say exactly this. I know you're angry. I know all those experiences in your life hurt you, but I didn't hurt you. I'm not your abuser. Don't blame. Like, say that shit. Get real. Like, speak like you're speaking to their soul. And then that's gonna probably, it's either gonna trigger them or it's gonna teach them some knowledge. But you can't trust people. I'm not saying don't deal with people and don't have trust for people, but you can't 100% trust no human being. Look at it like this. If I cut your finger off, are you going to scream and yell in pain? You are. So just that alone, I can't trust a human because you can't control your emotional body. You can't control your pain body. If I went and if somebody kidnapped your child, if I went and kidnapped your fucking child to go sell it to some Russians so I can get $50,000 selling it to some Russian traffickers, your ass is going to be in distraught, crying, uncontrollably. You're going to want to go to the police and all this. You can't control it and just be calm and be like, and I know you guys saying, well, what do you expect? I'm a human. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. I'm like, you got a lot of you dumb niggas thinking, oh, well, I should not call the police if somebody kid. No, idiot. I'm trying to tell you niggas, you're a human. You have human emotions, so therefore you can't trust a human being. It's just like fire. You like fire, you respect fire, you use fire, but you know never to touch fire because it burns you. Doesn't mean you never ever use fire. See what I'm saying? You guys gotta wake the fuck up. No, not you guys, but I'm talking about everyone. Cause I know you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. A lot of you guys, the problems you may have, you guys probably know what you gotta do, but the things that you have to do may be very hard. That's why a lot of you guys who watch my channel may be stagnated. People who watch my channel who understand the knowledge, who are stagnated, you're not stagnated because you don't know what the fuck is going on. You're stagnated because there's a certain desire, a certain habit, a certain thing you're supposed to be doing, and you may not know exactly what that is, or maybe it's too hard for you, so it kind of puts you in a rut. But once you start doing that, you're going to start fucking fruitioning and going up. Yeah, people ain't shit in this world. You can't trust people 100%. Like I said, like, don't tell anybody your business, because the moment you'll tell somebody your business like there was people, I'm not going to name no names, but there's people, even JD Frye. I remember when I was cool with him, and there was things I told him that wasn't that serious, but I was practicing. When I'm talking to you guys right now, I was practicing this shit back before, because I was cool with JD Frye, and me and this nigga used to talk all the time, and he'll be telling me a whole bunch of shit about his life, like personal, but I would never tell him everything personal. Like, I told him certain shit. Like, there was this girl that watched my channel, and she was gonna fly out here and shit. And she sent me, this was back in 2020. She sent me like some picture, a nude picture of her shaking her ass. And I sent him the video, and then he made a video on his page of the girl, and fucking, yeah, he made a video of the picture of the girl, and then YouTube deleted his channel. because of that. And it wasn't me. I didn't even do it. It just you uploaded porn on YouTube, dumbass. So YouTube deleted your channel. So that was like the only thing I told him. But there's other things, like even shit on this channel I don't tell people because I don't know what the fuck. Like you guys know, the only thing you niggas know is what I want you to know. So anybody who makes videos talking about they know my life, nigga, I could tell you, because what I do with niggas who think they know my life, I'll deliberately tell them a lie that's not true, and then I'll pretend that it's true. And over time, I'll be like, why do you keep saying that I never done this? And then they're like, yes, you did. You said it. That's my point. You only got that information from me, you idiot. You didn't see me do it. You only got it from me. Same way with these dumb niggers on the news. Oh, CNN said it, so it must be right. Bitch, you got it from CNN. You didn't get it from the COINTELPRO agent who went and snuck in and got the information from CNN or the Masons. You're hearing it from the Masons. So you can't be talking and telling people everything, because you may be cool and friends with somebody right now and you talking to them and everything. But then at the end of the day, things change, life change. Anything can happen. Don't think like, oh, this person, I'm gonna be cool with them forever. This person, I'm gonna be. Things change. Your mind changes. And the mind changes as a result of the astrology. The way the moons and your emotions and everything, it changes. So you may tell somebody and then you have it falling out. And that's how you have a lot of people on the internet, their business comes out. Oh, look at this person. He did this, he did that. Like Nature Boy. But Nature Boy didn't give a fuck. But Nature Boy, he went and told all his business. And that's what gave people the reason to keep trolling him, because he was telling his business. But Nature Boy didn't give a fuck. Nature Boy wanted that smoke. So that was the thing. They weren't really doing anything to him because he wanted that smoke. So since they couldn't attack him by making him feel embarrassed, because I guess like he had video of some guy having some sexual contact with a guy, but he didn't give a fuck. And that pissed people off because people expected him to be embarrassed and all that. That's why I respect Nature Boy, because he didn't give a fuck. He's like, so, okay, I did it. Oh, well, whatever. And he kept moving. And that pissed these niggas off. So now they have to throw him in jail and create a rape case to get him. Because so when these demons can't get you one way, they have to get you another way. So they try to get him off the picture. But the thing is, though, like, let's just say this nigga Nature Boy serves like 12 years in jail. Eventually, he's got to get out. He's not going to be in there for life. And when he gets out, it's going to be even worse for the people who trolled on him and got him in jail, because those people are going to be even more sunken into their life than they were when they had him in jail. So their life was already shit when he was there out. Their life's going to be even more shit when he comes out. And then he's going to come out and start doing the same thing he was doing, but in a more careful way, so he doesn't go to jail. And that's going to piss the trolls off. And they're going to just be a bunch of old, bitter trolls instead of a young troll like they were before he got locked up. So at the end of the day, it's like they're not really doing nothing. They're not really like, because he's not like he's going to be in jail for life, even if it's 15 years, 20 years. If your ass still alive 15, 20 years, you're going to experience him come out, and you think he's going to not do the same thing? He's going to do the same thing, but he's going to probably be more careful with it. Niggas is stupid. Shit's crazy. I'm gonna put the invite link if anybody wants to join. Yeah, but that's why I don't. And even before, when I was sending him the message, he's like, he's a dumbass for that. But even before, when I was sending him the message, I was already practiced. I've always been intelligent, so I already knew not to say certain shit, because in my mind I was like, there could be, since we're in I'm not saying this because I don't trust nobody like that, but we're in reality and anything can happen. So there could be a situation. In my mind I was like, there could be a situation where we have a falling out. So let me just not expose everything and say certain shit, because there's certain shit I was gonna say, but there's certain shit I didn't say. And the only thing that made me want to say certain shit is because he came out and said certain shit. So I was like, let me just, but I was like, and I told him that picture, but I'm glad I kept it at that, because my business probably would have been out on the internet and it probably would have still been there, because the shit he put out was like porn. So they have to delete it. The other shit probably wouldn't have been porn. But that's why I don't tell all my shit to nobody, not to no bitch. Because the thing is, like, a lot of men who like to pillow talk to these bitches, these are like a lot of immature, baby, non-intelligent spirits. Or maybe they got a lot of Libra, a lot of Leo, or fucking a lot of Leo or Libra in their chart, where they need acceptance from people and they love people a lot and they always want to be around people, which is nothing wrong with that. But these are the people that like to pillow talk and talk all their information. and they end up in situations where like they don't understand, like they end up in a lot of fucked up like situations where shit is so chaotic because of their trust for people. So this is why you can't trust people with telling your business 100%. At the end of the day, look at it like this: why do I need to tell you my business? That's not going to help both of us grow. It's not like I'm holding anything from you. If it was like something like you did something conniving to that person, obviously, first of all, if you did something conniving to that person, you're not going to want to tell them. But you're just a snake person. That's being a snake. So, but I'm talking about shit that has nothing to do with the relationship, whether it be a girlfriend you with or friendship. It has nothing to do with that. Why does it need to be said? It's not like if I don't say it, I'm holding something against this person. No, at the end of the day, whatever I give you is what I give you. And anything that I don't give you, that you should know, it will come out. Because it will manifest in a way where it come out. Like if it's something your spirit wants you to know something about me that's negative, it will come out. Your spirit will let you know. And it'll be something that's gonna sabotage you, not something that you know about me because it's a funny thing and I'm gonna expose him. No, not that. Who cares about that shit? But if it's something that it's a secret, but it can harm you in the future, spirit will send you dreams and things. I'm gonna give you another example of a dream. I was in county back in 2014, December 2014, and I got an argument with one of these dudes, man, and we got a little like fist fight, whatever. And after the fist fight, nigga was still talking his shit, and we went to lunch. We did the fight in a way where the CEOs didn't see it, but we went to lunch. And I was in a certain dorm area where you go when you're in school, so it wasn't PC or it wasn't like any of that bullshit. It was like you learn, you go to school, and they put you like in a different part of the jail, and they have a library, and then they have the cells and everything, and they got TV, and it's more comfortable. So when you go to lunch, everybody leaves their stuff in their room. The nigga I got in a fight with, we went to lunch. I didn't go to lunch. I went into his room and I took his fucking CD player and I took his Butterfinger. Those CD players are like 15, $20 because everything's more expensive in county. The Butterfinger was like $8 because Butterfinger, the candy's expensive in county. Like everything is like upcharged so fucking much. So I took that shit and I didn't want to eat I didn't want to like have it on me because if they seen it on me, not only that nigga, but the whole jail would have been on my ass. Because I remember after I stole that shit, everybody in jail was like, man, if we find that nigga, it's bad. Like the whole jail's gonna beat his ass and shit. But that nigga these niggas are stupid because they get into the business they have nothing to know of. Because I could be like the son of some kingpin, and since your ass don't want to mind your fucking business and want to fight somebody else's battle, your ass gonna have a hit on your head or a kite on you because you fuck with a kingpin's son. Because they don't know who I am. But that's how stupid people are. Like they'll go, oh, I'm gonna beat this molester's ass for doing, but that ain't your business, nigga. Mind your fucking business. Who the fuck is you to go out and do something? Let whoever supposed to handle that. The only reason I can see you want to go hurt a molester is somebody molested you, and you see that, and then I respect people who do that. But if you're just doing it just to do it, and you weren't molested, you weren't hurt by anything, you'll fucking mind your fucking business, bitch. If you have that same anger that you have to pedophiles, to government and to your own spirituality, we wouldn't even have pedophiles. That's some deep shit. If people have so much anger towards these pedophiles like they had towards their spirituality and towards the government, we wouldn't even have those niggas, those sick people doing that. But that's the dumb shit people go to. So yeah, I stole the nigga's shit. And I was talking about the dream. So 3 weeks before that fight, or I think it was a week before that fight, the dude I got in a fight with, we were cool because we were talking and shit at first. So what he told me, like, I had a dream about you, and he asked me to borrow my car, and I was like, oh, I can't let you borrow my car, man. That's what he said. But that dream was his spirit telling him that we were gonna have a confrontation, and I was gonna end up look out for me. But since he didn't know how to decipher that dream, he looked at it as what it is. Oh, he wanted to get a ride for me in my car. It was nothing to do with a car. The car was probably symbolic to his fucking CD player, and me asking for it was, that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? The dream world is never like it is, but he didn't know that. And after the event happened, I remember that dream he told me before we got into a fight, and that was telling us about what was gonna come. So you guys gotta, like, that shit's crazy. That's the example of the spirit will let you know if you're on, if something isn't right, whether it be through a dream or, excuse me, in the reality, just anything. It's gonna let you know. Exactly. He's like, yes, bro, you're right. You're speaking facts. I know what I need to do. And step to take is just either really boring or it's hard, but it's doable. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of you guys watching my channel, because like attracts like. So what I'm going through and my energy is gonna attract only certain people that are going through the more similar energy. The best thing everybody watch my channel, but the people who really resonate with it and understand it, because not everyone who watched my channel was on the same free. Some people just watch it for entertainment, but people who really get this information and you really get it, like we're like I understand because it's the energy. So that's why I say like, because that's the same situation I'm going through. Like I know what I need to do, but it's either really it's like it's boring, like you said, or it's hard, but it's doable. But that's the spiritual path. The new age have programmed you to make you think the spiritual path was sitting in fucking lotus position like a fat ass Buddhist monk and fucking breathing. And that's no, I don't want to say breathing. Breathing is good. Don't sleep on no breathing. But fucking lighting incense and doing some stupid fucking chant that doesn't even do anything. And if you do that enough times, you're gonna be awakened. Well, all the time you doing that, you're not doing anything but just sitting on your ass. So it was no different than you being a fucking couch potato. That's what they sold the new age spirituality. So when people like you, me, or not me, because I know, but other people, they come into spirituality, and even to a degree, me back in the day, because I'm not gonna front, I was lost at one point, but when we get into it, we think it's supposed to be easy, but when we find out what we have to do, we've been programmed thinking it's easy and it's not. And then they'll put people who aren't even spiritual and they put them as a representation of somebody spiritual. Like you have somebody like Sadhguru. He's not spiritual. That nigga ain't shit. He's an entertainer. He's no different than Will Smith or Nicki Minaj. He's just the Masonic spirituality Nicki Minaj and Will Smith. Whereas Will Smith and Nicki Minaj are the entertainment movie section of Sadhguru. You see what I'm saying? It's just a different sector of their shit. But he ain't spiritual. But then that gets some stupid diaper head piece of shit, ugly Indian, gray beard piece of fuckhead idiot on stage to sit here and be like, everybody got a spirit. Everybody is one. You don't want to come and be a part of the Maya. Because the Maya is, shut your stupid Indian ass up. Go eat a fucking curry goat, you piece of shit. Go wipe that shit out your head, because you must have shit on your head because you wearing that fucking diaper. Why else you wearing that diaper on your head? Because you got shit in there, nigga. All that shit coming from your mind. Pretty soon you're going to start manifesting shit coming from your mind. You might even have lice because so much shit coming from your mind. You bitch ass nigga. I hate Sadhguru. Hope that nigga drop dead. I hope you get in an accident on this fucking motorcycle. Nigga said he did a fucking motorcycle around the country or some shit. Nigga, you should have got in an accident. That would have been the best lesson to teach everyone. Be a fake spiritual bum ass guru and you get in a fucking motorcycle accident. I hate Sadhguru. That nigga's probably one of the biggest demons on the internet. To be honest, I have more respect for some of these fucking priests and pastors than Sadhguru. Damn near. Actually, I do, because at least these priests and pastors, they know what the fuck they doing. They're like blatant with it. I hate the people, fuck you, and they let you know. Sadhguru, he's doing the same thing they're doing, but he's doing it in a way which is getting people asleep even more. Because if a priest comes talking like a priest, I know to stay away from him. But Sadhguru, he's tricking people thinking he's spiritual, but he's really just like these fucking priests and everyone else. So he's the bigger demon because he's acting like a chameleon. He's hiding. At least the priest, he's letting you know. I can know to stay away from him because he's a fucking priest. I see it in him. I see the energy. Sadhguru is a fucking, that's why I say he's a worse. Because he's deceiving more people in this time. A priest can only deceive a dumb fuck that's not gonna wake up. A priest can't deceive a person who's gonna wake up. But Sadhguru, he can deceive it because he's using those terms and lingos and putting in his bullshit ass doctrine that's fucking fake. And he didn't even create that. Everything that comes out his mouth is created by a Mason who's on, because he has a team of people. This nigga looks so illiterate and looks so stupid. He don't even look like he can wipe his own ass. That's how dumb and old and senile this old fuck looks like. But somehow he's able to run a multi-million-dollar business and corporation with his channel and everything. He's having help. He has a team. Even on one of this nigga's videos I seen years ago, he's like fucking, I guess there was like some lady announcing shit and he's like something about the team of Sadhguru, or it was on his bio saying our team is Like he was referring to his shit as team. Like he don't do anything. His whole setup, who books him and how everything is set up, the only thing he probably has a decision on making is the clothes that he wears, that fucking nasty diaper and that fucking white robe, that fucking white dress that he wears and that diaper on his fucking head. Like, why are you wearing a dress and a fucking diaper on your head, nigga? Like, what's the point? Put some fucking regular clothes on, nigga. Like, and I understand, like you may say that's his religion, but most people, they wear that shit because they trying to project the image and fool people. If that was your religion, nigga, you wouldn't be spiritual, because that comes from the Sikh religion. The Sikh religion is not spiritual. That fucking diaper head shit and all that crap that they wear, that's the Sikh, Indian Sikh. A Sikh is not spiritual. Sikh is nothing but a Catholic version or a Christian version, an Indian Christian or Catholic type version, an Indian version of Catholic or Christianity. The Sikhs wear that shit. Nigga, you ain't no Sikh because you talking this spiritual shit. So why are you, the only reason you're wearing it because you're an Indian, and you know if you're an Indian and you wear that, people are gonna look at you a certain way. And your team probably told you to wear that shit. Because when that stupid old ass fuck was driving that motorcycle he should have had a car accident in, he wasn't wearing that dress. He was wearing a biker coat. So obviously he wears normal clothes. It's not like he wears that, because the Sikhs wear that shit all the time. And not every fucking Sikh even wears that shit. Some of these Indians don't even wear that shit on their head because they don't want to deal with that fucking crap. So you don't even have to wear it if you're a Sikh. So the fact that he's wearing it and he isn't a Sikh, it just shows you how fucking dumb this nigga is and how much he's trying to fake and put a front. Like, who the fuck is you, nigga? You sitting in lotus position, ask me any question. How the world works? Like, shut your stupid ass up, nigga. If what you were saying was true, you have over 1 billion subscribers, 1 million subscribers. You have 11 million subscribers, however much you have. If what you were saying was true, with your 11 million subscribers and your 100,000 views you get regularly, the world will be in a better place. But when I go outside, I see people more dumber than they ever were in history. So that allows me to say that whatever you're doing isn't working. It's not working. You need to try again. Go back to the blueprint. Whatever you're doing is not working. The only thing working is you making money, which nothing wrong with making money. It's good, but you're not waking nobody up and you're not spiritual. And shut the fuck up because you ain't spiritual. Man, I hate that nigga so much, man. Do you think, this is a good question, do you think spirit will try to trigger the nervous system body fight response when someone is no good for you? It will trigger that shit anytime it feels like you need to get a lesson. Like if you're somebody who's lost in your desires so much and you can't get out of getting high or smoking or fucking, then the spirit will fuck your shit up where your dick don't work like that, or the mechanism in your brain that gets you high, it won't get you high. So you smoke and you get headaches. That's why you see some people, they smoke and get anxiety. Some people smoke and get headaches. Some people they drink and they get sick. Where some people can drink and get drunk. Because a person who drinks gets, that's because they're being suppressed from that thing. Because if they weren't suppressed from it, that thing will end up ruining their life. And since they already lived a lot of lifestyles with that happening, the spirit brought them in this life, so they can't really fully enjoy it. Like a lot of people think you can, like the spirit will take opportunities or money or cars and houses from you, which it is true. It will take that shit away from you if you abuse it. But sometimes it won't even take it away from you. It will just make it where you can't enjoy it. It'll make it where you bought that new house, but you don't feel fulfilled. And it just feels like, it doesn't, like you thought it was going to feel good, but you got that new house and it don't feel good no more. But the reason it doesn't feel good because how you got the $1 million to get the house wasn't the right way. So you weren't in alignment with spirit when you did it. So you're going to get the house, but somebody might break into your house. You may not feel fulfilled in your house. Your house may have a lot of broken appliances. Like it's going to be something wrong with the product because how you got the money and you're using it. Like, you see what I'm saying? So versus when you did it the right way, then everything is going to be more in harmony. And you may even have, like, your neighbor may come over and offer you like some help, and you have good neighbors because when you bought the house, you were in a positive mindset with spirit. So it led your body to buy a certain house versus if you were in a negative spirit, it would have led your body to buy a negative house. Now you have asshole neighbors, and you see how this works? You got to be in the right mind spirit because where the mind goes, the body goes. Yeah, be careful with these tarot readings. These tarot readers, like, first of all, if you're getting a tarot reading every day, you're wasting your time. You should not be getting a tarot reading every day, because if you get a tarot reading today, then the rating you get tomorrow is gonna make this one pointless. So which one's right? This one or this one? So you can't just go to like 20 tarot card readers. And I don't even know why these stupid bitches are doing tarot readings every day. It makes no fucking sense, because if you did a tarot reading today, then the one you do tomorrow is not going to be the same one you did. So which is true? That's why a lot of this shit it's another religion. And some of these bitches actually talk about Jesus Christ and God, the Jewish God, in their tarot readings. Like, how are you using God and the Jews and Jesus to describe your tarot readings? Because and like, how can you give a tarot reading every day? You just gave me one yesterday, bitch. I still haven't even let the one you gave me yesterday play out. I didn't even let that one play out, because you just said you're gonna meet somebody and this is gonna happen, and you're gonna have abundance, which obviously that's gonna take time. It's not gonna happen the same day I got the reading. So why tomorrow you tell me something else? So which is right, this one or this one? So that's why I say a lot of these tarot readings, they full of shit. Don't get no tarot reading every day. At the end of the day, most people that get one or two, you know what you got to do. Because most of the thing that we know what we got to do, it's just us doing it. So when you keep getting, I'm not saying don't get a tarot reading, because I've got them and they're good. Like, nobody's ever done my tarot, but I did my tarot on myself and they're good. But I don't like to do them too often, because it defeats the purpose of it, and it's like you just are into some religious shit. Damn, yeah, I'm about to go do my stretch. I wish I would have done my stretch before I did this live, but it is what it is. I don't know. Every time when I go on my fast this long, I always have more information to give you guys. It's weird. Like, I'm on my 4-day fast and information just flowing. When I'm not on my fast, I still get information, but I get more like stagnated and blocked in when I'm not doing my fast. I noticed that. Versus when I'm doing my fast, I have more knowledge. Because a lot of this shit, like, you got like a lot of this shit, I be watching the videos myself. Like, certain things I be saying, like, I be teaching myself. Because like the shit, I was like, I know all this shit. I know it. So like, like right now, I may think I may not know something, but when a situation presents itself, it's like something connects. Like right now, I'm making a video and everything's coming to me because I know. The same thing with real life. I go meet somebody and engage with somebody, and off the bat, I automatically know about their energy. It's like my intelligence gets switched on when I need it. It's weird. Like, there be things I don't think I know, but then once I really get into it, because I have, that's the all knowing. Is you're coming because you know everything. Anybody that tells you you don't know everything is a fucking idiot. Anybody that tells you we always have more to learn, you never know everything, they're an idiot. First of all, we're having experiences. It's not that we're always learning, we're having experiences. Learning is an experience. We're having experiences. So anybody tells you, well, you're always learning, you're always learning. No, bitch, we're always having experiences. You learn from experiences, dumbass. So that's normal for you to always have an experience. And from an experience, you learn. But don't say you're trying to make it look like the more spiritual you are, the more you realize you don't know. Then you ain't spiritual, bitch. Because every time I hear a person say that stupid shit, they're dumb. I've never heard somebody that speaks like me. And I've heard people speak like me, but I've never heard people speak like me ever say that out their mouth. Everybody that speaks like me, they tell me you know everything. And it's proof because they teach me a lot of shit. And I teach them a lot of shit because I know everything. And then when you know everything, you start manifesting shit like that. You know everything. I remember my aunt came over because when I got into my apartment, she came over to visit, and she was figuring out like she had bought some chicken, and she's like, which bucket is the wings and the breast in? They didn't give me the wings, and I said like, oh, it's in this bucket because they probably separated. And like, I just knew it because like, it was common sense. And she's like, well, she said my name. I don't want to say my name. She said, he be knowing. But like, you see how and I don't even talk to her about spirituality. And she'd be like, you be knowing everything. And I don't even talk to her at all about spirituality. Because certain people, I just don't talk this information. Not everyone's meant for it. So I don't even talk to her. She don't even know I'm into spirituality. If any, as far as I know, she probably thinks I'm just one of these random dumb sheep that out here listen to Lil Durk and fucking smoke packs all day and shit. She probably thinks that, but she said that because I manifest that. So therefore, I manifest people saying that, and I manifest situations that I have the solution to. That's why I'm able to give you niggas a solution, because I manifest that. If you manifest, oh, I don't know everything, then you're going to manifest shit where you don't know shit. You need somebody to always help you. But at the same time, we're always going to have experience. And from experience, you learn more. So, but it ain't no learning. It's you're having an experience. You can't not and never have an experience. Me getting out of this car and going into my house, that's an experience. I learned from that fucking experience more than I didn't learn before, regardless of what it is. Maybe I learned that fucking not to walk this way because I almost tripped, or I learned about a bird that was on the thing and there was a blue jay. Like whatever the fuck it is. It could be anything. I learned something. Learn doesn't have to be some deep information. I can learn how to close the door the correct way. Oh, you didn't close it. My door is broke because I have a broken door and I don't have enough money to fix it at the mechanic. So you got to open the handle and push it in and do this. And I didn't know that shit. He told me. I learned something. That's learning. So what the fuck are you talking about? And there's certain things I don't want to learn. I'm sure you guys have a mother, a grandmother. You don't want to learn what it looks like to see her in panties. You don't want to learn that. So that's something you don't want to learn. You don't want to learn how it feels to be locked up in a prison for 20 years. You don't want to learn that. See what I'm saying? There's certain things you don't want to fucking learn. So all these stupid niggas, oh, you don't know everything. I know everything. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Nigga, give me the information and shut the fuck up. I'm not telling you I know everything. Only reason I'm saying I know everything is because these other dumb niggas are trying to make you look like you're not. But in reality, why do I need to know everything? And why do I need to say I don't know everything? Why can't it just be I'm giving you fucking information and take that shit and shut the fuck up? Every person I heard that tell me, the more spiritual you are, the more you realize you don't know. They prove that statement right by opening their fucking mouth because they don't know shit. So that statement is right for you because you don't know shit. And you just said you don't know shit. It ain't right for me though. And you can't tell me what are you gonna. And then these people say you don't know everything. No, nigga, you don't know everything. You just said you don't know everything. So if you don't know everything, that means how can I trust you when you tell me I don't know everything? Because how do I know you're right? Because you just said you don't know everything. So anything you say about me is questionable. You get it? Because they just admit I don't know everything, but you're gonna tell me that I'm this stupid or I'm dumb. But you don't know fucking shit because you just said it. So anything you say towards me is you can't use it because it's questionable. Anything you tell me is questionable because you're a dumbass. You don't know shit. You said it. And I'm not saying you're a dumbass. You said you're a dumbass. You just said you don't know shit. See how these stupid sheep, they get caught up in their own bullshit. Yeah. Even till today, I still have a lot like stuff that I go through. I'm not like 100% cured, but I'll say I'm about like 89, 91% there. But I was really bad to the point I couldn't even get out the bed. Back in 2013, 14, I couldn't even get out the bed. I had to force myself to get out the bed. I was drinking every day because I had migraine, or not migraines. I had tension headaches on the side of my head 24/7 all day. So throughout the whole day, I had like my mind. That's why I'm like, that's part of the reason why I'm so intelligent and smart, because I've been through such a long period of my life where I had to always I was always in my mind. Like I had headaches 24/7. And when you have a headache 24/7, it strengthens the mind. It's like resistance on a muscle. So when I was able to get out of that, my mind was so strong because all that energy that was holding on to that tension, it got released. So my mind was free. So therefore, it built that mind like a muscle. And so therefore, I could remember so much more shit because I had so much tension on my mind. So when I can remember, if I were to remember like shit knowledge like this, it's easy. If you guys get what I'm saying, like a muscle, when you build a muscle, the tension is hurts, but then the muscle gets bigger after the resistance and the tension, but it grows. It's the same with the tension headache. It made me more intelligent and more fast and more what it is. But the thing is, though, you can't get too much in your ego because this body and all your abilities and your creative attributes and gifts, they don't belong to you. None of this shit belongs to you because you're not any of this shit. So just like you got it, it could get taken away if you don't use it the correct way because none of this shit belongs to you. You're not really any of this shit, to be honest. You're just experiencing it. So you always got to keep that in mind and don't get too arrogant and whatnot. But I was able to overcome that shit. And yeah, that's probably biggest success in my life. Even if I would have won the lottery or build a business, multi-million-dollar business, that would not be more of a success than me overcoming my anxiety. Because in order for me to get any business or wealth or anything, it was because I overcame my anxiety. So that is not about what you accomplish, it's what you overcome. Not about what you accomplish. What you accomplish is that of the Jewish world. The Jewish world is secondary. The primary world is what was I saying? The primary world, the secondary is the Jewish world. The primary world is your own world, which is, I forgot what I was mentioning, but damn, you guys get what I'm saying. So once you do it in that world and you don't do it in the Jewish world, then that's how your spirit, like, it works for you. You don't want to do it their way. I experience heavy anxiety around people in public situations when I'm alone. Sometimes this world is such a yeah. When you experience a lot, I say that takes me back into my earlier part of the video. Like anytime you experience a lot of these insecurities, that means you've been down here a lot of times. So the more you come down here and you don't get it right, the more heavy anxieties, insecurities, and problems you have on the negative aspect. So that's probably why you've been here, and you've been here a lot of times, and you probably were chilling and doing things and having fun your past lives, and you weren't doing what you're supposed to be doing. So this life is like, it seems like there's so much resistance because the universe, or this fuck the universe, but the spirit is forcing you to be in your life because it doesn't want you to relax and get too comfortable and let your life go by because you're just in your desire. So it's gonna make it so hard so you can get into your truth and get it right. This is why you want to get it right now, so next time it doesn't get even harder. That's why it's very hard for you, some of you guys right now, because last life you fucked up. So now this life is a lot harder. And you guys can probably see it in your own life, how you get so much resistance. Like you tell yourself, I haven't had a life. Nobody had a life like this. Why I gotta go through all this? It's because you've been down here. You're a grown spirit. You did all this shit. But you gotta face it because you encounter, in order for you to have that much problems more than the average person, means you have to have gone through more experience. You have a bigger spirit than them. A person with a small spirit doesn't have that many experiences, so they don't have that many experiences down here, so therefore they can't manifest the same shit you did because they didn't go through that much shit. So they don't have nothing to really create. So these are the ones that they don't really have that much blockage and everything goes smooth, and they're just so, it's because they're new spirits. But if they don't get their shit right, they're gonna probably end up, most new spirits are going to end up in a situation like what we are going through, by most of them by default, because they're so dumb and they're just like, at least look at it like this, at least we're at the end of it. They're just starting and they're gonna have to go through that shit. So imagine, like, look at it like you can get rid of your shit today or this year, next year, and be a healed person better than them and not have to go through what you have to go through. So look at it like that. You one up on them. You just got to heal because you aren't your emotions. You're not any of this. This is just the space that you're in mentally right now. That doesn't describe you. Once you get out of that mental space, you're not even gonna think the way you think now. Like the way you think right now, once, like, right when you get rid of your anxiety, and I know this from proof. The way I was thinking in 2013 when I had my anxiety and I was knee deep in it was not even close to what I think now. I wasn't even spiritual. As I was healing over years, that's what made it more spiritual. Like it was a slow process, and I don't even throughout the steps, I don't even remember where I changed. All I remember is one day I was on some spiritual shit. That's how slow the process was. It was so, it's like seeing your child grow, like from age 1 to 20. You don't see them fucking grow, but you see them every day. By the time you know, like, this nigga's tall, but you didn't see them grow. It just, you see it every day. That's how spiritual growth is. When you start evolving, it slowly shows, and you have to remind yourself, like, am I here? So that's why I say, when you're on the spiritual path, don't have no expectation, because this shit is not how you think it is. It's just like, look at it like you building a muscle. It takes a long time to build a muscle. It takes about 10, 11 years to build a full, like, natural physique. Look at that like spirituality. It takes that much shadow work, years. Especially if you have a lot of bullshit you're dealing with. It takes years. to get rid of it. But the thing is, when you overcome that, you're gonna be shining way more brighter than them other bitch niggas. Yeah, I'll probably go in about 30 minutes. I want to do my stretch before noon, and I'll probably come back online again, and then I'll probably talk about something that's not spiritual, but something like you guys want to chime in and probably just, I don't know, expose this bum ass system, these Jews and shit. Because I hate Jews. I don't like them. I do not like them. I do not like Jews. I really, really hate Jews. Oh, man. I remember I was watching this episode of Family Guy, and they were going into different like multiverses. Multiverses are fake, but they were just like trying to push the program of multiverse. And I guess Brian and fucking Peter and shit, they went to this universe, and it was like everybody was happy. He's like we're in a Disney cartoon, and he's like everybody's always happy. Everyone's so happy, and everyone was happy and dancing and singing. And then they fucking opened the door, and it was a Jewish person. And then everybody in the whole reality was happy, singing, and it was like bliss. And then right when they seen the Jew, there's like a Jew, and they ran to the Jew, and they started beating the shit out of him, and there was blood everywhere. And then as soon as that nigga died, fucking they were all back to like smiling and bliss. That shit was so funny. Like that Jewish shit, that's how the world is. The world will be peaceful, or at least on a level that's not bad. But when these Jews came, they fucked it up. Well, I don't want to say they fucked it up, because they fucked it up after the fact. Because in the beginning, when they started the system, it was more as a better thing in the beginning. Because in the beginning, everyone was a retarded, dumb caveman or a fucking indigenous person who built fucking houses from sticks and shit. You know those stupid indigenous with the lips in their ring and like the dick piercings and shit that click when they speak and shit. Those are the retarded like caveman and indigenous type people. Those people were just retards. They didn't know shit. But then a group of people within the world that everyone was living in, they decided to make a system and to help make everything structured, which at that time was good. But over time, it became demonic and what it is today. You see what I'm saying? So in the beginning, what they did was to structure everything, because if they didn't, everybody would have just been fucking each other, and because nobody had no structure about bacteria, about not knowing to fuck your own sister or mother. Everyone was just living like animals, like an animal lives. That's human. That's the natural human being state. We were just like, that's what they say, the caveman. When they tell you a caveman, they're right about that. There are actually men that were cave, and they were retarded, and all they did was fuck and eat and fight. They didn't do nothing. And then you had a group of people that were part of that caveman and other civilizations, and they had knowledge, and they decided to say, we don't want to live like this. And that's what we're calling the Masons. Those are the people that were part of these cavemen and indigenous who came together and said, we want to make structure out of all this. And that's what we call Masons. And that's the lineage of how they came today. And this is how everything was. So you guys need to understand that shit. It started off to structure everything, but over time they used it as a corrupt way to take over and do shit. And then that's when it got really bad. And then this doesn't need to be like this. But right now we're at a point where we have a language we can use. We have money we can make and everything, so we can use this system and create our own, because we have a place we can start from. You see? So in a way, it's good we have a way to talk, communicate, and have money and do this shit and all this shit, so we can use the money to build our own, or use it to. This is why they don't like when you use their money, because they don't want you to create a new system like they created a system off their system. They hate that. They're like, how dare you? This is why they don't want people getting rich like that, because they don't want you to create a system like they did with their system. They want you like those stupid, dumb indigenous people. And like, if they were people talking, oh, the indigenous had knowledge, the indigenous this, if the indigenous were so smart like they were, then how the fuck did they get raped in their village pillaged? Obviously, whatever they were doing wasn't that right. because it didn't work. Whatever they were doing didn't work because their ass got slaughtered and they lost the battle. And some of them are still in the jungle thinking like it's just weird, man. It's hella weird. And it's funny because they had some Australian Aboriginals sue the government, I guess. They sued the government for like, I don't even know how much money. It was like hundreds of millions of dollars. It was a tribe. And they're all acting like it was a win. Like they got a win. I was like, nigga, they didn't get a win because they print that money, you stupid ass. They just printed that money just to get you off that land. Because when you have that, what are you gonna do? What are they gonna do with that money? Those indigenous people, you can only use that money in their system. So when they have that money, they're gonna go buy a house. They're gonna go buy nice things, and they're gonna probably design their village with a bunch of Masonic things that they bought with their Masonic money. But in all reality, you're just doing what they want you to do. You're being structured. Every person that's like indigenous like that, who's like still fucking wearing dick piercings and have a big ass lip and they're clicking, the government, they look at those people like they need to structure those people. They need to structure them because they're fucking retarded. They're no use. They just fucking eat and they don't do. They put that program on YouTube and the new ways that the indigenous had knowledge and they had this and they didn't have shit. Have you heard any indigenous person speaking like I'm speaking or anybody who talks about that shit talking how I'm talking? No, they just tell you, they pretty much talk to you like a pastor talks to its fucking congregation. They just cater to everything and just say shit to make you feel good. That's all it is. That's why they said the cavemen were fucking retarded, because the cavemen, they fucked their own mothers and their own daughters and kids and they did all that shit. They didn't know about bacteria. They didn't know how to brush their teeth. They didn't know what, like, they were just eating all day and getting drunk. They didn't really know any, like, discipline or nothing. So this is why when the Masons created their system, they were able to take over the world because they have more power. Because they decided to go outside and study reality to learn. Because how you learn to create this reality is you have to go out and study the reality. And they tapped into a lot of demonic shit, which made them build some of this technology. But that's a whole nother thing. But at the end of the day, they went out and they did something different from what everyone else was doing. And that small group of people that decided to not live like a caveman or indigenous, that's what we call like the Masons or like the Illuminati or that group of the family. They were just, everybody was all living on this land at one time. And then a group of people wanted to do something different. Just like we want to do something different, and then they did something different, and then they created what we have today. They control this shit, and then they civilized everyone. So this is why everyone's a program and a sheep, because everybody that's speaking English, who knows literature, grammar, and has a job, that's technically in the government's eyes, they look at you like you belong to them. This is why, like, you don't have no rights really, because the way they have it set up, this is why they say. This one brother, he hit it so good. He said, this is why they say you have to have your father's last name. Your father does not have nothing to do with your father has nothing to do with your father, your real father. Your father has everything to do with the Masons who like has sex with your like the great, you're not your great, but your like your lineage, your blood lineage. And because when they raped like the cavemen, then that's what created like the people now. It's not like these people were just here, like people like we are, like the how we look right now is not the same people that was back then. The people back then, the indigenous cavemen, they look nowhere near like us. The only reason we look like this is because we're part of the caveman indigenous, and we're part of that Masonic bloodline. Like the Masons that raped the indigenous, that's what they calling father. This is why your last name is Johnson or Michael, or because that's that Michael or Jason or whatever last name you have. That's the Mason who fucked your blood lineage, who you came from technically. Like you're not related to him, but they're like the offspring. You see what I'm saying? They're fucking. So that Mason, his name may be Michael. He fucked a certain blood lineage, and then that's your shit. That's why your last name is that. That's the father's last name. That has nothing to do with your fucking dad. That information I got from this one brother. That's how I didn't get that shit. Like that was some deep shit he said, and it made me think. That shit was some, and it makes sense because based upon what I've been telling you niggas and my conclusions, I'm able to see, okay, that makes sense. It's not like, oh, he just said it and I just believe it. No, I go by conclusions and everything correspondence. I see it play out in life. If you can't see something spiritual play out in real life every day, right now, then it's fake. Anything you see spiritual, it should be able to play out right now at this moment, every day. You should be able to see it. Now, there's nothing that happened 2,000 years ago that's not happening right now. Everything's always happening. Everything's here now. There's nothing they didn't have now. Nothing they could. Maybe they didn't think of the idea, or maybe they didn't create it, but it could have been done. Everything's happening right now. It's happening then. There's nothing that's new, really. He said, I heard they used to crucify children back in the day. They still do it. They just do it in different ways. They can't do it like the savage way of hanging them and slitting their fucking throat. They can't do that no more because over time they didn't want to keep doing it because they had to structure their civilization. They did that in the beginning. That's why in the beginning of society, it was so much destruction and hanging and rape and just savageness going on because when you first start a system, it has to start off like that. And then over time, then they're able to normalize it like we have today. This is the right now. What we're going through now is the same thing we were going through back then, but this is the more updated version. So they updated. So now instead of like killing you and chopping your fucking nuts off, they'll probably just throw you in jail or like fuck with your bank account. But it's still the same shit. They're just doing it in a less savage way because they have to be more disciplined in how they do it, or otherwise their shit's gonna fall. Shit's crazy, man. Some deep shit. The elites ain't trying to let their system go. Yeah, they ain't. But it's gonna go from them. They're not gonna have it forever. They know they're not gonna have it forever. There's no way they can have it forever. So it's only a matter of time. Maybe even if it takes 200, 300 years. 200, 300 years, that's not a long time. That's a very short period of time. So if it takes that long, then it may take that long. But that eventually that day is gonna come. There's nowhere else where they gotta go. There's nowhere else to go. They still gonna be here. Even if they die, they still gotta come back here because there's nowhere else to go but here. Unless you haven't completed your business, where else are you gonna go? Because a lot of you niggas think like there's other worlds out there and shit. And it's not really how it works like that. Like every other world, like you may think in your brain that, oh, this world, and you may have a dream, but that's your mind. Your mind is creating that. Any world you go to, when you die, that doesn't look like this world is just your mind projecting an image. Anytime you get original thought and an emotion, that's an imagination. So you have an imagination and that's the world you're going in. You're not going into the real reality because this is the only real reality. There ain't nowhere to go. Anywhere else you go, you're in your fucking mind. So they're just going to keep coming back here, but in a different form and shape. This earth realm is not like it's a place. It's earth. Like you guys think earth is a certain location. It's not that earth is a location. It's a field. It's like you have gas. There's no location. Oh, this is gas city. No, gas is a substance. Earth is like a substance. It's a thing. And that's what it is. It's not no location. It's just a thing and we're in it. And it doesn't have there's no edges to it. It's not round, it's not flat. It's a realm. We're in it. Like when you turn on a fucking video game, do you be questioning is the world in Call of Duty flat or round? No, you just play the game and you keep going and exploring. You don't even question how the world looks. It doesn't make sense. So it's the same with this. You're in this. Let's just say it's a game. Why would you question how nigga you in your mind? Your mind created this field, and you're here experiencing what your mind created. We only can experience what our mind creates. If we don't have a big enough spirit, we can't experience all that there really is. This is why a cat has a smaller consciousness, or an animal has a smaller consciousness than a human. So a cat can only create a cat mind and a cat body. Once he goes through the experiences and does the work, then and does the work in a little cat world, then it could be a human. And now it has to have a human mind and body and do the work in the human world to evolve beyond that. You see how it works? You can only go where your mind can go. It's like if I don't have gas, I can't go to the next city. If your mind ain't fucking right, you can't fucking go to the next reality because you have to get your mind. Like your mind's only as big as an ant or a fucking grasshopper. You can only go in a grasshopper body, and you have to do grasshopper shit and work your way up and then get experience. And from that experience, you can get a better body, and then that's how you grow. You can only go where your mind is. This is what I say: you reincarnate if you don't do the lessons, because you got to come back. Because it's not that you come back because you're forced; it's because you don't have the mind. You literally can't go because you don't know what to do to go to the next level. There's a certain thing you have to know and do to go to that next level. You didn't do the work to get that ability to know and do that. So you physically can't go there, even if you wanted to. You couldn't. This is why people say, oh, they put you back here. And it's not that. You put yourself here. You put yourself, everything you did was like you. But remember, I told you in the beginning of the video, your mind is not you. Your spirit is, that's nothing. That's really you. So you thinking that, oh, I didn't do this. How can it make sense? You're using your mind. Remember, I told you your mind ain't you. Excuse me. But I'm about to get off here, guys, in a few minutes. Yeah, I'm going to have to go do my stretch. I'll probably get on a little bit later. But, yeah. I like doing these little builds, especially when I'm on my extended fast. I get way more knowledge and information to give to you guys when I go on this extended fast. I noticed that. So that's right there is a sign that's telling me I need to stay on the path of what I'm doing. I can't, because this is where I feel, and even mentally, like I feel more free. Like when I was out handling my business today, shit, I still do my stealing. Like stealing has nothing to do with me. I steal my shit because like I don't steal because like you guys think I just steal just because I just like do it as some criminal aspect. That's not why I do. I just do it because that's what works for me. Like the situation that I'm in, it works for me to do that. I'm not telling, I don't condone anybody to do this. I wouldn't even advise anybody to do this because you're not thinking like me. You're not me. So you may not have the same situation. And for me to tell you that you should do it because it worked for me, that's very amateur and stupid spirit of me to do that. That's an amateur, stupid spirit that will tell somebody, oh, it worked for me. I made $1 million doing this marketing real estate. It worked for me. It can work for you. No, bitch. Your energy was in the right space. This is why you're able to go on the internet, put some ads out, and 20 people called you and you got 20 deals. Whereas this person worked for 3 years and can't even get a deal because their energy ain't right. So not everybody can do what everyone can do. This is why some people can make a video and speak half the shit. I'm not even speak the shit I'm speaking and go viral because everything is different. And just because somebody got the energy doesn't mean it's positive. It could play out any way. This nigga's looking at and shit. I don't like that motherfucker, man. He be looking hella weird. Motherfucking apartment on maintenance. But yeah, guys. No deceit in my spirit was good, bruh. He said they'll use chemical, air pollution, water, and other things to kill us on their way out. Yeah, it is. They've been doing that forever. They've been doing that. And the depopulation, that's just been going on since the beginning. Depopulation means because they just like you don't want to have cats, too many cats or too many dogs, so you neuter them. That's how they see humans. Like they see it like they don't want too many humans, so that's why they depopulate. Like everything is done from a corporate business structure for the most part when they're dealing with people. Like they look at it like if they want to keep this system running. So if there's too many people, that's going to be a threat to their system. So they have to make depopulation. It's not like they just like to kill people. They want people, but they have to manage their operations like a company. If you have too much expenses, you have to cut off expenses so the company can keep growing. It's the same with this system. Too many people is not good for the system, and they want the system to keep going. So the way they wanted to, so they have to depopulate and kill so people don't get to a certain old age and they can bring new generations in and program them. Because this is another reason why the death rate is like age 70, age 80, because they deliberately did that and cut the make the lifespan shorter because they can't have old people in this type of system. They don't like that. because they need to have the new generation to come up to replace them so they can program that new generation. This is why they're pushing all this homosexual shit and transsexual shit, because they, like, a lot of you guys right now is like, who the fuck is gonna fall for this transsexual shit and this gay shit? Like, why are they doing this for the rapper? That's you. You guys are old. The new generation coming up, they're gonna be programmed with this shit, and then as you're gonna see as time goes on, there's gonna be a lot more funny business going on with people, especially these new generations. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 30 years you see like 20-year-olds on some painting their nails or some shit because they were programmed into it. So this is why they want the new generation in. So all this gay agenda shit that they fucking do, that's for the new generation. They know what the fuck they're doing. Because a lot of you niggas know damn well you will never ride with that transsexual shit. And one brother, he made this shit so, like, this shit is crazy. He's like, because at the end of the day, all these fucking transsexuals, they'll be getting all mad, like, oh, why can't people accept us and all this? But this one nigga, he broke it down so good. He was like, at the end of the day, nigga, we don't give a, at the end of the day, the only reason you want to cut your fucking dick off is because you want somebody to fuck you. That's the only reason. It's not like, oh, I have a right to be a woman or this, that, or I can't. Shut the fuck up, nigga. The only reason human beings like their genitals is because they want to either fuck with it or they want to get fucked by it. A female likes to get fucked. That's why they like their pussy. A man likes to fuck. That's what only reason he likes his dick is the fuck. So yo stupid transsexual ass just wants to fuck, you bitch ass nigga. Don't sit there act like you morally special because, oh, we need to call it, you just a fucking pervert who wants to just get fucked, nigga. You just like sex. That's what it is, you bum ass. That's why all these transsexuals trying to act like, oh, you're oppressing us, because nobody wants to fucking advocate and fucking condone your fuckery, all your bullshit, your sex addiction and all that fucking nasty shit, nigga. The only reason you want to cut off your dick is so you can get fucked by a fucking dick. That's the only reason. It's not like you just like looking like a female or you want to feel like, that's not what it is. You want to get fucked. That's the most reason. Yeah, you may want to be a female, but the number one primary reason you want a pussy or you want a dick is so you can get fucked or get fucked. That's the reason. When a man, when you look at your dick as a man, do you think I like my dick because I can pee? I like my dick because the way it looks. No, you say I like my dick because I can fuck. The fuck? The same with a female. Yeah, but she probably get pregnant and likes to get it from pregnancy, but those transsexuals, they can't get no pregnant. At least I don't think. Maybe they have some fucking technology with this weird ass government. They can make them get pregnant and men get pregnant. I don't know. Maybe they have some weird shit, but no transsexual get no fucking pregnant. So you're not getting it for that. You're getting it because you want to get fucked. So you're a fucking sex pervert, sex addict, and you got weird sexual desires, and that's your fucking issue. Don't sit there and try to make it look bad because I talk shit about that and we're not accepting you. Nobody wants to accept your shit. If at the end of the day, if you want to get your shit cut off, go get it cut off. Pay for it. You don't got to advocate it and brag about it. Nobody wants to hear that shit. People got kids and shit. They don't want to hear that fucking crap. At the end of the day, if you really, I'm not saying like somebody who's gay I hate. I have homies that was gay and shit. So I'm not hating. It's just even some gay people, they'll even say this whole gay agenda is too much. Like, nigga, like they making everything look bad. It ain't that serious, nigga. They'll be like, I like what I like, but I also handle my business. Just like you like what you. I don't sit there talking about, oh, I fuck all these women and all. We do what we do behind closed doors, nigga. That's why sex is the eighth house. It's secret. You're not supposed to. No one's supposed to know your shit unless you tell them and you want them to know. Yeah, guys, but I'm about to go probably do my fucking stretch, man. Damn, I'll probably get back online. I mean, if anybody wants to join, but I'll probably go do my stretch right now. I'll probably start at 11:30 and then get off and then do my stretch and then be back in about 20, 30 minutes. I'll probably go live or something. But yeah. Yeah, this is a deep video I made, man. Shit's crazy. A lot of deep information. I'm gonna one day go. I might end up taking these videos down though and putting them on Patreon one day. I'm most likely gonna do that because I don't think I'm gonna be on YouTube too long. Because YouTube is just on some bullshit. They're not even allowing my shit to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's fucking stupid. And then you have to have 1,000 subscribers to monetize. That's fucking dumb. That's why I like every video I make, I talk shit about them niggas. Talk shit about them. I don't give a fuck because like you ain't gonna pay me, niggas. Shit, I'll talk shit. I'll fucking every video I make, I want to make it where it's copyrighted or it can't get monetized because they won't monetize it anyways. So I might as well like make a video that has music playing and shit and speak my fucking shit that would get my shit demonetized because they can't demonetize me. Man. I'm just going over this comment, see if I got everything. Yep. But I'm currently on day 4 of my fast, so and I'm feeling good right now. I might even take this another day, to be honest. So, last night was just hard for me to go to bed because my right arm was aching me all night, and it was because of my fast. Because when you fast, you'll have like muscle. Like sometimes it'll be my legs or it'll be my arms, but it's like an ache. But once you do it for a long time, that goes away. But since I'm like my body is kind of like new to it, it's not my body isn't actually new to it because like when I first started my fast, I remember I got super skinny, and when I ate, my stomach would be so inflated that I felt like it was gonna bust because my body was so it was not used to it. But now, my I don't even I can go 2 days without eating, and I feel normal. I don't feel hungry. It's just I feel weak and I kind of feel nauseated. Like when I'm on my fast, I don't get hungry until like day like 6, 7 like 6, that's when I get hungry. But before that, I'll have a lot of pain or like nausea, and then that's what makes me end it. So that and the only reason that happens is because my body's not used to it. So even though I don't get hungry, the body like is not really trained to energetically to like not need it. So that's why I don't get hungry, but my stomach be hurting. So like that's something I got. But how you fix that is keeping this shit consistent. The more you build, the more you do, the the less you do, the more you can do. So when you do 3 days, then you break it. Then the next day you can do 4 days. If you can do 5 days and you after that 4 days and you break it, then the next day you can probably do 8, 9. The less you do, the more you can do. That's what fasting is. The less you do, the more you can do. Always keep that in mind when you fasting. If you can do 2 days, then keep doing 2 days. Eventually, you're gonna do 3 days, and you probably only need to do 2 days like once or twice. Yeah, but shout out to everybody in the room. I'm about to end this live, and I'll probably be back on, and yeah, peace.